Some businesses have people that perform work and services but are not actually employee of the business. These are independent contractors, and that is a person or an entity contracted to perform work or provide services to another entity as a non-employee. The general rule is that an individual is an independent contractor if the payer has the right to control or direct the result of the work and not what will be done and how it will be done. The earnings of a person who is working as an independent contractor are subject to self-employment tax. Examples of some independent contractors are auctioneers, subcontractors, lawyers, accountants. Oftentimes, it's a fuzzy line of who is an employee and who is an independent contractor. For example, a nail technician is hired by a nail salon and the income received from clients serviced by the nail technician is split 60% to the nail technician and 40% to the owner. So, is the nail technician an employee or an independent contractor? The answer is hard to say, so we must go back to the definition of what is an independent contractor and make the determination. If the employer cannot determine that the individual is an employee or an independent contractor, then the IRS can help, and a form just have to be filled out and the IRS will make the determination for the employer. When an employer hires an independent contractor, it must complete the following forms: Form 1099 Miss, Form W-9, and Form 1096. Form 1099 Miss. Employers that hires an independent contractor do not withhold any wages from the contractor because the contractor pays his or her own employment taxes. However, employers must report the gross earnings to the independent contractor and to the IRS. The form that is used is called the 1099 Miss, Form W-9. In order to report the contractor's income on the 1099 Miss, the business needs to know the contractor's tax identification number, social security number, or the employer identification number. To obtain these numbers, the employer gives the Form W-9 to the contractor to fill out and gives it back to the employer, who then retains the completed Form W-9. Form 1096, it's another form that the employer have to fill out. Form 1096 is a summary of all the compensation paid to every independent contractor. So each individual contractor will have a Form W-9, and this 1096 is a summary that shows all of the total of the compensation paid out to the contractor. Employment Contribution Act. It is another act, which means it's a law that came into existence. Anyone that's self-employed pays income tax on the net income, the difference between revenue and expenses. Since self-employed individuals take on the role of both employer and employee, tax for Social Security and Medicare double, meaning that it's 2 times 6.2% for Social Security tax and 2 times 1.45% for Medicare tax. The result is 15.3% for Social Security tax and 2.9% for Medicare tax. The wage base is the net income of the business. Those individuals that have both self-employed job and another job receiving earnings subject to FICA taxes must combine earnings from both jobs to determine the appropriate tax and wage-based threshold for tax.